Cartwright and Ewing. No love lost between these two players, and Patrick Ewing controls with Trent Tucker. And he is in the starting lineup. Gerald Wilkins missed the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks. Now with that ankle injury, Tucker took over the starting position and has held it ever since.
Cartwright and Ewing really like to battle down low. They push around a lot. Cartwright does an excellent job against Ewing. That's one reason why those numbers have been down this year.
First turnover of the ball game coming at 11:31. Ron Thulin, Jack Givens with you from Chicago Stadium. Ernie Johnson along with Rick Berry in our studios. And of course we have a second game coming up here tonight on TNT. So buckle the seatbelts. A lot of basketball the next 4 days. Ball tip, 13 on the shot clock. It belongs to the Knicks.
It's interesting that the Knicks, the first 2 times down, have gone to Oakley to try to get him involved in the offense. Look, though, for them to try as hard as possible to get Ewing a shot here before long.
For Chicago wearing the all-black sneakers for the playoffs, as has been their custom their past couple of years. And it is Cheeks, the veteran, on Paxson. Had 6 on the shot clock, had some time. 3 on the shot clock. Cheeks lets it go, and we have the first 2 points of the best of 5 series between the Knicks and the Bulls. Now the matchup will be Vandeweghe on Pippen. Jordan being guarded by Trent Tucker, and Tucker laughed when we asked him about the matchup today. He says, who else will I cover?
He understands, though, that he must get help. I think the Knicks as a team understand that you have to help out on Michael.
Michael misses the shot. The Bulls crash the board. They're the better of the 2 rebounding teams. And we have our first foul of the ball game. That'll be on Trent Tucker, his first personal. This season, the Bulls have won all 4, as we mentioned at the top of the show. In the last game, Bill Cartwright came up with 2 steals in the final 11 seconds to seal that Chicago win. John McLeod says, hey, we've been close to these guys all 4 games. We've had a chance to win it. Pippen shot won't go down. Ewing battles. Oakley gets the rebound. Oakley 3rd in the NBA in that category.
Oakley does a good job on the offensive boards as well.
Ewing on Cartwright. And that'll be a blocking foul on Cartwright. Cartwright's used to getting Patrick Ewing in foul trouble early in the 4 meetings between these 2 teams. Remember that 3rd meeting of the year, New York led by as many as 24, only to have that lead disappear. Tucker's shot will go down. Good hustle by Oakley. Despite the fact you have 2 of the best rebounders, New York is not a good rebounding team. No basket. That is a traveling call.
But still, that's going to be a matchup we'll have to watch here tonight, that matchup between Ewing and Cartwright. They do a lot of pushing. Ewing that time might have gotten away with the forearm. That's why the officials were a little bit quicker to call the travel in that situation.
Chicago going into their triple post offense as designed in 1962 by Tex Winter. Cartwright just takes it away from Oakley.
Well, that's an area of the game that the Knicks must really concentrate on, and that is keeping Chicago off the offensive boards, in particular Grant and Pippen.
Oakley from way outside, and he rolls it around. Well, after it took Chicago some 2:14 to get their first 2 points of the ball game, the Knicks go back up by 2. Jordan has the double team now. Tucker trying to get the loose ball. Jordan has it. Paxson with 10 on the shot clock. Jordan just out hustling Charles Oakley for the rebound.
As I mentioned, Chicago, an excellent offensive rebounding team. And, of course, Jordan at his size, you'll see him down there a lot. Jordan averaging 6 rebounds a game. But Grant and Pippen usually are the ones that hurt you on the offensive boards.
Michael Jordan, 5th straight NBA scoring title, the second to accomplish that. Will Chamberlain, of course, with 7 straight scoring crowns. The numbers on Michael Jordan, 3 tonight for Jordan, and the Bulls have 3. Jordan, for the year, 31.5, but his playoff average in his career, 35.8. Talk about elevating his game, including a couple of consecutive 50-point games in a series against Cleveland.
Now you had that one game where he had 63 points. That's a playoff record.
Like the 1986 versus Boston. Tied up at 4, 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Cheeks gets away from Paxson, takes it all the way to the hole, doesn't get it, but Oakley is there for the tip.
Well, we talked about the Bulls going to the offensive boards. I mentioned Oakley, 304 offensive rebounds on the season, so that's something that you'll see him doing a lot tonight.
Cartwright in the left block, Ewing on him. Grant. Chicago having trouble finding a range with just about 8.5 remaining in the first. They are now just 1 of 7. Now Ewing is fronted by Cartwright. Cartwright battling for position. Ewing would rather be on the left side of the floor. Baseline, high arc, and goes down.
That's a shot the Bulls would like to see Patrick shoot, and he is more effective when he catches it down low and takes it to the basket.
Well, you're going to hear this crowd very loud tonight after what happened to the Chicago Blackhawks being eliminated in the Stanley Cup playoffs as Horace Grant gets his first 2. In fact, Phil Jackson said that is one of the points he has brought up to his club. Hey, the Blackhawks had the best record in the NHL. They were ousted. Let's not have the same happen to us.
I think you must point those things out to your team. That's a good example right here close to home for Chicago. That should serve as incentive for them to be up for this series.
2 times down the court, Cheeks has found the lane wide open. This time he connects. He has 4. Pippen down the other end. Patrick Ewing says, here's a souvenir for the fans. And he stepped out. Ball belongs to the Bulls. Ewing 3rd in blocks this year. John McLeod knows you can't let Scottie Pippen take it into the paint like that.
Well, I'll tell you, it was nice to see Pippen, though, push the ball down the floor.
Now Nolan Fine says, wait a minute. There was really not a change of possession. There should be some time off the shot clock. Nolan will walk over along with Jess Kersey and try to figure it out with the scores table with 7:38 left to be played in the first quarter. The Knicks by 4, 10-6. Of course, New York, all the players we're talking about today at practice that, hey, let's not worry about the record. Remember what we did to Boston last year. They have the home court advantage.
Well, any positive that you can point out at this time of the year you have to use in that series against Boston last season. Definitely a plus for the Knicks.
Tucker, the 3-point threat, 2nd in the NBA in that category. He doesn't get his first. And here comes Pippen on the break. This is what John McLeod did not want to happen.
Well, it's such a luxury to have Pippen at 6'7", 6'8", who can get the rebound and then lead the fast break. And you see Trent Tucker, he tried to get out of the way, but gave him just enough body to let him know that this is in fact the playoffs, and it's not going to be easy when you take the ball to the basket. It'd be interesting to see the first time Michael Jordan gets open and takes it in there, because one thing that the Knicks really talked about was making Michael work on defense, and when he brings the ball to the basket, make sure that he knows he's not going to get anything easy.
Well, Horace Grant says his high school friends thought he wouldn't amount to anything, so this is even more satisfying being in this position as he hits both free throws. Chicago now 4 of 4 from the charity stripe, and they trail the Knicks by 2, 7:10 left in the first. Vandeweghe left open, gets away from Pippen. Shot won't go down. Cloud said he hopes Vandeweghe hits a hot streak because he's almost unstoppable when he does get out. Ewing and Cartwright. Ewing slapping the ball, and he's going to be called for his first personal foul.
Chicago.
So as Patrick Ewing picks up his first personal foul, 6:50 remaining in the first quarter, the Knicks lead the Bulls by 2. We'll be back. This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. 10-8 is our score. Here's Patrick Ewing.
The Knicks have been able to get the ball to Patrick. You'll see him right here. He's going to take a step away from the basket. That is what Chicago wants him to do. They would like to have a little more pressure from Cartwright in that situation. This is something they don't want to happen, and that is Cheeks taking the ball to the basket. Cheeks on the season averaged just under 8 points a game, but in the playoffs he has an average of right at 15 points a game, and I look for Maurice Cheeks to elevate his game here and enjoy a good series.
Cartwright, a 70% free throw shooter. The Bulls have not led in this game, only 2 of 10 from the floor. And Bill Cartwright will have a chance to knot it up. It'll be the third tie of the contest. Six points for Chicago from the free throw line. Here comes the fireman's drill press, Chicago calls it. Now they back off. They like doing that out of timeouts and at the change of quarters. Vandeweghe baseline, throws up the shot, won't go down, and we've got a foul.
Kiki Vandeweghe didn't make his first shot from the outside. I thought he shot it just a little quick. That time he used the screen of Ewing down low very well, put the ball on the floor, and picked up an opportunity to get to the free throw line.
At the free throw line will be Kiki Vandeweghe as Cartwright picked up his second personal foul. Trent Tucker with 2 fouls for the Knicks. Vandeweghe 90% on the year, averaging 16 points a ball game. He has played in 75 games this year. Considering the last 3 years, he's played in only 37, 45, and 22 ball games. This is quite a season for Kiki Vandeweghe to stay healthy.
Well, that was the main thing for Kiki coming into this season. They wanted to get a maximum effort out of him, but they wanted him to stay healthy. He has been able to do that and has helped the Knicks this season.
Tucker trying to stay on Jordan. Does a pretty good job defensively. Ewing with the rebound. Fifth in the NBA in rebounding. Patrick and Cartwright again. Cartwright really leaning on Ewing on the left block. Tucker for 3, doesn't get it. 0 for 2 from three-point land. Ball belongs to Chicago with 6:02 left in the first.
Well, that shot by Tucker from the corner, a good shot, but that's the shot the Knicks must make here, because you know when Patrick catches the ball down low, the Bulls will double team and in some cases triple team to make sure Patrick gets the shot up. Those outside shots are not going. The Bulls will continue to play that way.
Tucker now 0 for 3 overall. Pippen in the paint, turnaround over Vandeweghe. We are tied up at 12, the 4th tie of the ball game. And now Grant on Oakley. Oakley trying to set the screen. Pippen almost with the steal. Ball loose on the floor. Nobody wants it. Now here comes Jordan. Watch this. Now you've got the crowd in the ball game. That is another thing that the Knicks could not afford to have happen. The Bulls with their first lead at 14-12. Cheeks again to the paint. To Paxson, to the hole. Goaltender.
Well, you mentioned this crowd, and of course everyone around the NBA knows that this building, when it gets going, one of the loudest buildings in the NBA. The Knicks need to come down right now and score a basket and take this crowd out of it some.
It is a 4-point lead, and John McLeod says the 6-0 run by Chicago is enough. We need to talk about it. 4:54 left in the first quarter. The Bulls have the lead to the delight of the crowd in the stadium.
Let's continue to do that. Patrick Ewing got a hand on it. The goaltending call was made, and Chicago, with this crowd going, very, very excited right now.
Oh, yes. And neither team can hear the whistle of Jess Kersey to come out on the floor. Listen to the crowd. It is extremely loud, to say the least, in this building. That young man just won $1,000 by hitting 4 shots from the outside. And I'm sure John McLeod right now could go for a couple of those shots from the outside to quiet 16,000 plus in the stadium.
I tell you, during timeouts is a real good opportunity to get the crowd involved, in a situation like that is one that this crowd needs to make sure that they stay in this game.
Chicago's got it. Well, the Bulls healthier than any team probably in the NBA, which has been a key for their success this year. Cartwright looking to see where his teammates are and fall away.
It's real tough on a coach when you come out of a timeout situation and you don't get a good shot. The Knicks turn the ball over. Here it is. Almost turned it over again.
Wilkins is in the lineup for Tucker as Vandeweghe forces his way in. But he's able to draw the foul with 4:14 showing on the clock.
You mentioned Wilkins, Gerald Wilkins, checking into the game during that timeout. Wilkins, of course, missed all those games right at the end of the season.